Me and Salman live. The pick and roll. The pick and roll today. Week 17. We're going to do things a little bit different. A little bit different this week. All right. Appreciate everybody out there tuning in right now. This is What's the Line podcast brought to you by anothergreatadventure.com, your premier agency for luxury travel. I'm your host, the meticulous Mark P. Just getting some things settled. It's the pick and roll today, just Soundman and myself. Once again, appreciate everybody for listening in, watching, tuning in right now. We're live on YouTube. Let me tweet this out. It's going to be a little bit of a different pod. It's not going to be as long. Got Soundman. Back again.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I ain't done this in a while, but I feel like it's just only been like a week. Can't call it though.
I don't even be remembering the days anymore. Did you not do it last week? You did not, right? Yeah. You had 2 bye weeks this year.
Uncharacteristic.
You went straight through last year, right? Of course you did. We needed you for everything. We needed you for it all. I forgot I gotta edit this later, man. Oh man, it's only me. Oh yeah, we definitely we definitely going on. It's gonna be a different pod for sure. We're live. Talk to the people, Sound, man. While I tweet this in.
Yeah, I mean, whoever's watching, welcome. As P said, thank you for tuning in. Week 17 is upon us. You know, very odd this year. Usually this is the week we off.
This is the week I was just telling somebody that I was like, yo, this is usually the week we off.
You know, kind of sluggish here. Pray for all our guys. Pray for health out there for everybody. But you know, who complains about more football? So you know, I'm not mad at the extra week. See what happens, man. I'm finally looking at some games, pretty ugly games this week, but this is what you get in week 17, week 16.
Well, usually, right?
Yeah, this is what you get, like a good team going against a terrible team. Jets, Bucks, like what is that? Patriots, Jags, Niners, Texans. Shout out to Davis Mills, though. Oh my gosh show today, man. First time I ever heard him talk. Didn't know he was a Stanford guy. You know
this continues to haunt me. If anybody knows, we were if anybody's out there watching right now, we were doing a trial run for a show. We're going to pitch to a certain network or whatever. And during the draft, I had to give out a best bet on there, and I gave out Davis Mills under for his draft position. And the guy went like 2-3 spots after that. And then he just continues, he just kills me. He just keeps coming up. He just keeps doing well. I'm like, fuck Davis Mills. But
outright winner last week. My type of guy, man. My type.
Catching 10.5.
Chargers stink.
No, they was disrespectful, man. This guy CeeDee Lamb. That was crazy, dog. I was just sitting there like, what? But man stayed in. If he had the screen pass and he just dropped it. I'm like,
that was very wild to me. Like literally they pull everybody.
It's because he wanted to get more. I knew he wanted to get more, bro. He hadn't touched the ball in like 2 quarters. He was like, no, I want to get one. And then he just dropped it. And I was like, that was it. Once he dropped that, it was it. CeeDee Lamb causing people some fantasy championships out there. I was reading Twitter. It was crazy. It's like, it's not just me.
1.1 points. Yikes. They saying you deleted the app.
I have not deleted the app yet. I know I got a matchup this week, but I haven't been doing shit though. I ain't picking up nobody this week. Got my guys.
Yeah, they
But
saying Mar back. You know what I mean? Consolation me, third place me. You know what I mean?
Don't believe what you hear. I'm hearing Lamar. I'm hearing that injury. I've been told y'all though, right? When everybody else, I was like, my people are saying that he's not gonna play this week and continues not to practice. I don't know about Lamar.
I had the bad limp in practice today. Say it's a must win, man. He'd be out there.
What's the Line podcast, week 17, brought to you by anothergreatadventure.com. About to start up here. Salmon and I running the pick and roll today. Gotta make sure I spell everything right. You do one thing wrong with this, you gotta delete it all. I hate it.
The world we live in.
Is it? Because it never goes away, right? I can always like I can't edit my tweet though.
I thought they did get an option to edit tweets though. I could be wrong.
I cannot. All right. Go back on YouTube, get this link, send it out. Yep. Zoop. 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 Here I am. All right, man. Let's get it started, Sound, man. Let's get it started. So, if anybody out there watching right now, listening, Sound Man and I, it's gonna be a different pod. So this gonna sort of be our best bets pod. So if you see us just kind of like lingering around right now, we're gonna like deep dive a game or two in specific, and as our best bet, and then we are gonna go from there. And I can get some quick thoughts on some actual games on the board, but not like some deep dive handicaps. Just give you guys some stats. Week 17. Usually this is the week we take off, but here we are. So let's let me find the best bet, Sound, man. All right, before I actually do the Washington football team. Sheesh. All right. You know what? All right, I think I got it. It's a double whammy. Shout out to the Trapper Dad podcast by my guy Maul. It's gonna be a double whammy for me. Got my best bet, and I'm ready to deep dive. Let me take your notes, Sound, man. What you looking like over there?
For a best bet.
Yeah, I mean, you got one. Yeah, you locking in. Let me see if I can find a second sequel.
I'm trying to find the SMS right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, fair enough.
But obviously, that'll be my best bets. Shoot. Speak of the Trapper Dad podcast, it's just like, did the Washington football team get swept by the Eagles this year? Is that what we do?
Your mic is distant. No, you sound distant. I thought you stepped away. I had to hit the button again.
What about now?
Sound great.
You switch mic. You got me now.
Yes, sir.
As I was saying, though, it's just like, am I about to be the prisoner in the moment? Speaking of Trapper Dive, and just like, yo, like, do the Washington football team get swept by the Eagles this year? I don't know. I can't see it. Last home game.
Of course, you can't see it.
Of course, I can. I don't see it though. I don't know. I'm not gonna put my faith in them.
No Cam Newton this week. I was ready to give out the stat for sure. Oh my gosh, man. Team total just been going under every week. Fucking can't put a number low enough for Carolina, man.
Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. Trying to look at any faulty.
I think I got a best bet personally, not a SMS. I think I got one.
All right. I'm trying to think of a game with a little bit of a fault. This is a good way to, if you're watching right now, this is a good way to find sort of an advantage. Anything with like a faulty final, something that like in the last like couple of minutes, the last, few drives, maybe a turnover, pick six, got a little out of control. The score doesn't necessarily indicate how the game played out. So I always think those are good things to think about. New England Buffalo could be an example, although New England didn't look just great at all. But that game, was pretty close into the fourth quarter. And fucking Chargers. Oh, yeah.
Wow, I think I got a couple of. I like a couple of these. What's up?
Let's not get too crazy.
Uh,
All right, let's jump into it. Let's get it in. I'll start with my jump. And we're back. Andy Up Consultant presents What's the Line podcast, week 17, the unprecedented week 17. This is brought to you by anothergreatadventure.com, your premier agency for luxury travel. Any sporting event you want to get to, anothergreatadventure.com is the place you want to go. Super Bowl this year, the Winter Olympics, all that good stuff. Anothergreatadventure.com. But yeah, we're here, week 17. I say it's unprecedented because this is our third year. We're finishing up season 3 soon. Crazy to say, but usually there hasn't that. We usually take, this is our bye week, week 17. We take off, but there are 18 weeks now, and now we're going to take off next week. So there will be no streaming or podcast next week. But we're here now, week 17. What's the Line podcast? Yeah. I'm going to, oh my God, I'm the meticulous Mark P. Sound man, running the pick and roll. How you feeling today, man?
I'm all right. Glad to be back. As I said earlier, I feel like I haven't been here in a while. It's literally only been a week off, but glad to be back. As you said, very unprecedented week 17. So let's just get into it, man.
All right, let's get into it. So if you've been watching out there, or if you're currently just listening, this is going to be a little bit of a different podcast. If you know me, we don't got Rome here. Rome will gladly go through all of these games on the board. Personally, I'm not that way. I'm meticulous Mark P. I like to find a game or two that I love, and those are the ones that I'm passionate about. So I'm going to start with me. This is going to be our best bets podcast. I'm going to go to you here live with a best bet. Soundman's going to have some play for you as well. But I'm going to start off with the best bet, and then if I get one before I'll release this podcast, another one. And you know what, Soundman? Maybe we'll push this back to Friday. See if we can get some Rome, throw him in here for the best bets. Maybe some Paris as well. There's just some thoughts going. We can get some audio in here. So let's see how that goes. We might go push this back for the audio Friday. But I'm going to start with me. Best bet this year on What's the Line podcast, week 17, brought to you by anothergreatadventure.com. I'm going to start with my best bet. I'm going to take Philadelphia Eagles, Washington football team, first half under 23.5, I believe the number is. It is 22.5. So I'm going to take the first half under 22.5. This Eagles team, I continue to watch them week to week. I live in the DMV. They're pretty local, not too far, but see most of their games I'm able to watch. The first half specifically, they don't really do that well. This is a team that doesn't pass the ball well at all, really. And Jalen Hurts right now, as I look at them, this is fun. I can really take my time, just deep dive in this game. But this Eagles team is first in rushing yards per game, 163.2 yards per game right now. But they are just currently 24th in passing yards per game, only 201 passing yards per game. And I mean, they struggle with this, throwing the ball. And I just think, Washington football team, the last thing that we saw was them getting murdered on Sunday Night Football. Kind of when you have those sort of situations, teams or, the public is just, really down on that team, expect them to get blown out again. This line is just going to remain at 3.5. It doesn't look like it's budging yet. I mean, obviously, COVID is crazy right now. Everybody out there, please stay healthy, put your mask on. That the line could move. I mean, if we find some COVID issues, things of that nature. However, this total, I mean, I just think it's pretty high considering this is a team that scored a lot of points last week. The Eagles did, but at the end of the first half, it was 3-3 with the Giants. And this is a guy who had the Giants last week plus 10 points. Definitely should have played the first half at 6.5. But it was a tight game. It was a division game. It was a classic NFC East game. It's a NFC East Week 16 division game, as the Soundman referred to as I talked about it. And I just think that 22.5. I think this total should be around 20 for the first half, considering the Eagles, like I said, they want to run the ball, which is going to use clock. Washington also wants to run the ball, although they didn't do it successfully this past week, considering that, there's a lot of things they had to go up against. But yeah, I like the Washington football team and this Eagles first half under 22.5. Soundman, what do you think? Best bet for me.
I like that, man. You want me to how I feel about that, or just
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
No. I definitely like it. I think you've been really good with these damn halves and totals and shit. So I think you're on to something. But definitely, like I was saying last week, that vintage NFC East battle. Like you said, it was 3-3. I think it's pretty much going to be much more of that. Again, with these two teams, my team, they can't score. Obviously, put up 14. Granted, albeit against the Dallas defense is pretty good this year. Got air quotes around pretty good, but whatever. Playing these Eagles again at the crib, I wouldn't expect it to be high scoring either, and I definitely wouldn't expect the scoring to come in the first half. One thing I think does bode well for the Washington football team, though, I think all the guys that were on COVID for us are pretty much coming off of that. So I think we'll be, at somewhat our most fullest strength of whoever's healthy for us. Finally get some rest. The Tuesday to Sunday kind of was crazy. So you finally get a full 7 days. So, we might be energizing. Like how you said, the public's not with us, just got destroyed on Sunday Night Football. So I like that bet as well. I'll probably tailor just to do it. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. So hopefully, like I said, we don't get swept by the Eagles this year. So, it might just all bode well in the favor of the total being under. We haven't played our type of football, the Washington football team, in a long time, which is run the ball, time of possession. Might have JD back and, Gibson still doing his thing. So, they can try to establish that against the Eagles, in which they couldn't do that against Dallas. So the under does look pretty good to me, yeah.
All right. Yep. And that's my best bet, the meticulous Mark P. I am going to go first half under this Washington football team and Eagles first half. And best bets for me, I am 22-17-1 on the year. 0-2 last week. Hated to see it. Man. I could have really boosted my shit. But that's how the NFL goes. You just hope to be around that great 60 percentile and better. So Soundman, what you got for me this week? Soundman special, or you got a best bet?
I was about to ask. So I think I have two. I think I do have a best bet, and I think I do have a Soundman special. So what would you want from me, sir?
Give me the Soundman special first.
So first and foremost, I'm gonna take this Soundman special here, right? Oh, well, I guess we can't do these. Can we do Monday Night Football? I mean, it's just us two today. You know what I mean? Can I do the Monday? I can't do the Monday. My Simon special can't be the Monday.
No, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll get you on that pod. Son.
Well, I'll have to rethink my Simon special.
All right, well, give me your best bet.
My best bet here. I think this is gonna be the game of the week. I like the Bengals. If this number is still plus 4.5, I like the Bengals plus 4.5 against the Chiefs. Week 17 here. If you've heard my bravados all season, there's been two bravados I've been talking about. It's the Chiefs obviously not covering. Yes, they have covered in recent games, but it's also been me saying that I've been spot on with these Bengals all season. And I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment for either performances of last week. Obviously, Joe Burrow did the LSU numbers, went crazy.
I
And
say
then,
about that Baltimore defense every week.
yeah, I
Well,
mean,
Aver went out, but yeah, now you just
they had nobody back there, you know what I'm saying? But again, you threw for 500. He's done 500 twice. It's kind of astonishing against the Ravens. Pretty astonishing, but I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment of that. I'm also not going to be a prisoner of the moment of the Chiefs dominating the Steelers. I think this is not going to be like, a last week type of game where it's just super lopsided. I think this is going to be actually a good game, and I think it's going to go back to the Chiefs cannot cover in these type of situations. Granted, I think they'll probably win this game, but 4.5, I don't see them doing that. I think this is a very pivotal game, obviously for both teams as far as seeding in the AFC. It's pretty wide open still out there, like who's going to end up where. So I mean, both teams want this game probably, but I'm just gonna ride with what I've been riding, just knowing these Bengals in these certain spots and just knowing that these Chiefs can't cover. So this jumped out to me personally. I don't care about the stats or anything. I'm just going off of what I've been seeing. Give me the Bengals plus 4.5 at home against the Chiefs in a very pivotal AFC divisional, not divisional, but AFC matchup. I like the Bengals here.
yeah, it looks like you can catch 5 to 5.5 now, possibly. So
I love
maybe you
that.
wait till game time and maybe you get up to 6. Or no, that actually there's been a lot of Bengal love always on the closing lines all year. So 5.5, you might have to take it now. So, but yeah, I'm indifferent about that game. I don't really know how to feel. I mean, every week now seems like I'm just boosting up that Chiefs on the wins their last 23 games. We went from, I guess what was it, maybe 6-14 their last 20. Now they're 9-14 their last 23. So I mean, they have been covering lately.
Mm.
Bengals are at home. A special offense, with the receivers that they have, there's the weapons, Joe Mixon as well, and then the quarterback. But so I don't want to buck them at home, but I mean Mahomes, Kelsey will be back as well. So I feel a little indifferent about that one. All right. So I wanted to actually just give some tidbits out about some other games. And we're going to turn this into a best bet pod. So I'll get some takes from Rome, all that good stuff. But something that jumped out to me was the Raiders. I mean, they're 26-22 against the spread as a road dog under Derek Carr. That jumped out to me. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, he's franchise quarterback, right? I mean, he just, I don't know. He's just a little underrated. I'm sure some people would love to have Derek Carr in their offense. Like, I feel like, I'm just throwing it out there, but they're catching 7 this week against the Colts. Patriots laying 15.5 at the Jaguars. That's ridiculous. Bucks 7-2 against the spread versus the AFC with Tom Brady as the quarterback. That definitely stood out to me. Jets catching 13 this week against the Bucks. I also probably should talk about the incentives. So for prop bets out there, we got the prop god in our Discord channel, but they're like just some incentive plays. Like you just look into players' contract incentives last couple of weeks of the season. For instance, AB Antonio Brown, like he has like his yardage this week. I'm probably going to play it because he needs like about almost 300 yards, about 240 to get over and get like another million in his contract. So like I have to play that. Like he's the type of guy that wants his money. He needed about 21 receptions the last 3 games. He got 10 last week. The over under was at 7 at plus money. So things like that, like it's really good to look in. I didn't give it out, sound man. I was really like contemplating it. I was like, oh, Stephon Gilmore maybe, but no, he looked good. He looked healthy. So I mean, those are things that you want to jump on. I know last year at the very end of the season, we played Derrick Henry over like 205 yards or something like that. That was like great plus money. So he could break the 2,000 yards record. So records, contract incentives, all of those are really good like ways to win prop bets the last couple few games of the year. And especially if you got like quarterbacks that know certain things and that know they're going to get their get their guys the ball. I like to find little incentives like that. And Salmon, you got a Salmon special for me?
You told me I can't do the Monday one.
Yeah, you can take your time though. I mean, we're gonna release this Friday.
I'm just looking at. I wanted to ask you, how you feel about Cardinals at the Cowboys personally?
Cardinals at the Cowboys. So I mean, I feel about the Cardinals. It feels like, what was this? Literally maybe 3.5 months ago. Like you and I were talking about the Cardinals, road dogs. This is the spot that they're great in. Non-division games, the spot that they're great in. But when they're not healthy, they're not the same team. Cardinals are 12-3-2 against the spread as a road dog under head coach Cliff Kingsbury. They're also 17-13 against the spread non-division games under that same span. But when Kyler Murray is not 100%, they're not the same team. He's not running as much. He had one big run last Saturday. So maybe there's some more emphasis on that. Cowboys probably will be riding high coming off that big win. So I probably wouldn't want to lay the 5 in the hook with them. Cardinals are still a good team. No D-Hop, but they had a lot of rest. And I usually like to bet on teams with the rest advantage, and they're catching 5.5. I mean, I think that is a lot of points. Kyler going home, right? This is kind of his hometown, right? So there's definitely I would have to take the Cardinals and catch the points personally. I don't know if I could lay it with the Cowboys here.
I feel that. Yeah, I honestly forgot they were injured. The D-Hop is really something. Obviously, Kyler's been injured too or something, but Kyler back at the crib. I think this is a way more important game for the Cardinals than it is the Cowboys. Obviously, they win on the road. They don't win at home. But that's standing out to me as a possible Salman special, but obviously I'm biased against the Cowboys as well, so I don't want to think too idiotically there. I don't think I got a Salman special for you for a Sunday slate right now. That's right. That in my heart, and I got a lot of bias in these, so I don't want to do that. So
yeah. There's plenty of time, Salman. We just want to wrap this up. Let's get back to our holidays. A lot of stuff going on out there. We'll get some Rome. We'll hopefully get some Paris. Maybe Mike Curry as well. Come on, before we get out of here, Salman, this is what we do. Tease me picks. Come on, man. So this is the Best Bets pod. Teaser picks. Let me when I always look, when I think about teasers, I was explaining to somebody over the holiday, a lot of people want to talk to me about sports every single day of my life. It's just how it goes at this point of my personal life. But I was just talking about, I like to tease with good quarterbacks. Like, I'll take a regular line with a bad team, perhaps a bad quarterback, and stuff like. But if I'm gonna tease a team, it has to be with a good quarterback. So let's start there. All right. As I go through all of these games, right? Bills land 14. Falcons. Is Matt Ryan a good quarterback? He's all right. Got the Chiefs, got the Bengals. Will the Chiefs win? At this point, they land 5.5. I probably don't want to. So if I want a good quarterback, I'm gonna take give me the Bucks -7 at the Jets for sure. And also a good quarterback. I'm sorry. I can't fuck with Justin Herbert right now and those boys. Give me is what's the name still a good quarterback? Russell Wilson. That's what I was gonna ask. Is he still a good quarterback? I don't fuck over this teaser.
That's crazy. Is Russell Wilson still a good quarterback?
I'm just saying, bro. They're 28th in passing yards per game. I'm just throwing that out there. No, I don't want the Tua is not a good quarterback. All right. Give me the Bengals +10.5. And I'm gonna carry that with the Bucks -7. So those are my tease me picks this week. Soundman, what you got?
So I was gonna honestly do the Bengals as well, but then you talked about two games that you weren't fucking with. First and foremost, you said you weren't fucking with Justin Herbert. I'm not fucking with him neither, but give me him to win the game. Obviously, it's a pick 'em at that point. Right. So let me get them the Chargers teasing down to a pick 'em.
Yep. Should be noted Broncos 6-10 against the spread division games under head coach Vic Fangio.
And you said Russell Wilson's not a good quarterback.
Don't do it, Sam.
God damn it. I'm back. I'm back with my guy, Motor City Dan Campbell on the road. Give me the Lions. What is it, plus 12 and a half?
Okay.
Give me Motors. I see you got it highlighted. Dan is what, 10-5 against the spread?
It's 10-5.
This is my guy. This is my guy, man.
The Snowman. 10-5. The head coach, Lions head coach Dan Campbell, 10-5 against the spread as a head coach.
Gotta love it. You know what I mean? Give me Broncos and give me Lions, man. Fuck
all right, no, not the Broncos, right? The Chargers and the Lions.
Chargers and the Lions, yeah.
All right, well, no, Drew Lock is awful, but maybe Teddy will be back. Yeah. All right, so let's get out of here, and we'll get some more best bets presented by Bluehost.